Okay, so you know it's time that you need to buy some life insurance, but you're trying to figure out which plan is best for you and what type of insurer you. There's three things that can basically affect your monthly rate: your age, your health, and male or female. Males are a little more expensive than females. Most life insurance benefits are paid out on a tax-free basis. There are some scenarios where you might get into estate tax, but for the most part, we'll all see tax-free basis on the death benefit. And there's two basic types of life insurance. One is term insurance and one is whole life insurance. Term insurance is if I'm 20 years old and I buy a 20-year term. It's going to cover me for 20 years until I'm 40, but then the policy stops. Problem with that is now I have to purchase a new policy and I'm older, so it's probably going to cost me more. But let's say I knock it in for another 20 years and it covers me until I'm 60, then the policy stops again. I find a lot of people in this range where they're finding their policies get canceled on them in their 60s and 70s, and they've been paying on it for a long time. Very frustrating because they're older now and their health is probably much harder for them to even get insurance. Term insurance builds up zero cash value. It's very inexpensive, but what you need to understand is less than 3% of policies are paid out in death benefit. That means 97% of people are outliving the term. This is designed specifically for needs such as if you had a 30-year mortgage, you might buy a 30-year term, and when the house is paid off, you wouldn't need the term policy anymore. Usually what you'll find is what you have on the job, employment coverage, is usually term insurance, and people get tripped up a lot because they think that they can convert it when they retire or leave. Problem is you're going to be based on the age that you are at that time, and it's going to be a lot more expensive for you. Whole life is if I'm 20, 30, doesn't matter when I buy it. It basically just covers me until I die, my whole life. The good part about whole life is if I'm 20 years old and I'm only paying $30 a month, well, when I'm 60, 70, or 80, I'm still only paying $30 a month. The whole life is also the type of policy that builds up cash value. If you hear someone that took a loan against their policy or cashed in their policy, it has to be some form of a whole life policy. It is more expensive than term because they basically know if you keep the policy, you're going to pass away and they're going to end up paying a death claim. You might find a lot of our agents have sold term insurance because it's easier to sell, it's less premium. It's easier to sell a $25 premium than it is a $100 premium. So you got to make sure what type of policy you have. But the advantage is whenever you lock in, it is locked in for the life of the policy. So you want to get your whole life insurance in as young as you can and as healthy as you can. I've kind of broken this down into smaller policies and larger policies because there certainly is different criteria. Smaller policies are called final expense or burial policies. You're going to find the death benefit usually between $5,000 and $35,000. They're much more lenient. They accept people with high blood pressure, diabetes. If it's under control, I have companies that will accept you as long as it's under control and they'll issue you at a standard issue rate. Not very many companies will do that. I have companies that be okay like me to be overweight that still accept you at a standard rate. Smokers, non-smokers, it goes all the way up to age 85. And on these smaller policies, you won't have to go through any type of medical exam. The larger policies, or what you're going to use, is basically going to be what's called a universal life. This is going to be for $50,000 to $10 million policies. This is if you want to leave a legacy or you have a surviving spouse that you'd like to leave a large tax-free death benefit to. Businesses will use it for key person. It also has smoker, non-smoker, up to age 85. But you will be required to anything over $100,000, you probably have to go through a medical exam. Universal life is what you basically use, and I have separated this into two separate videos because the folks that need the smaller policies, understanding universal life would be a waste of your time. But if you need to get a larger policy, you can go to our website. I have another video explaining universal life insurance, so you want to check that out. So you can either contact us, you can call us at 636-791-1330, or you could even text us 636-202-1138. Or you can click on the link below and leave your name, contact information, and we'll call you. So thank you very much.